Hello guys, my name is Troy. Welcome back to my channel. It is 2021 and we have a whole new me. I'm so excited for all the new content that 2021 is going to bring. And today I'm going to be doing the New Year's book tag, which I'm really excited about. I basically took inspiration from Bookables and I kind of changed the questions a little bit to fit my video and what I want to talk about, just to kind of reflect on what I'm hoping to read, general TBR, like what are my bookish goals for 2021. I'm going to be going over all of that in this video. If you guys are excited for a whole new year of content, make sure to leave a like, subscribe down below to this channel, and leave a comment about some of your bookish goals. I would love to know, but let's just jump in with the first question. Number 1, how many books are you planning to read in 2021? I do have this number set. I don't know if this is going to be too ambitious, but I did set this in my 2020 reading wrap up. I'm going to be trying to read 120 books, and if you average that out, that's about 12 per month. Or not 12 per month, I can't do math. It's about 10 per month, and that's pretty reasonable. It's about 2 books per week, a little bit more than 2 books per week, which I think I can manage. Usually towards the start of the year, I really have a problem reading. Like, even this month, I see that as well. Like, I'm not reading as much as I was in December, just because it does, like, kind of take a toll on me, honestly. Like, the moving from one year to the next, it really does take like a physical draining toll on me. And just always in January, I have this mindset where it's like kind of I'm just like slugging through, and as the year goes on, I get better and I read more. And you guys kind of saw that in 2020, so it's gonna be cool to be able to compare my trends of reading from 2020 and 2021. Number 2, name 5 books that you didn't get to this year but want to make a priority in 2021. So the first one that I've got for you guys is Cinder by Marissa Meyer, which is part of the Lunar Chronicles. Or not just this, I want to read the whole series. I read the first book. I was planning to read the next few books either on audiobook or trying to find physical copies somewhere, whether it was the library or your Libby. Like, I was just trying to find the rest of the series, but I ended up not being able to complete the series in 2020. So I'm definitely going to look forward to trying to buy or just find again like some sort of way to read this series. I don't want to read on audiobook, so it'd have to be ebook or physical book, but I definitely think that this is a great world that I would definitely want to explore. I think the Lunar Chronicles book 1, Cinder, it was just really great. I loved the kind of like sci-fi / fantasy feel. It kind of also dealt with like plague and quarantine, like all that kind of stuff that we deal with today. So I just draw a lot of modern connections to it and futuristic connections, and it was super cool, which I always like get authors' takes on like what the future of the world would look like. Next up, I have also been promising this for the longest time, but I haven't been able to get to it. It's reading the full series of The Land of Stories. I bought the whole series set. It was like really cheap at a gift card, and I just ended up buying the whole Land of Story series set because I wanted to read all of them. I just didn't get time to read them. I always promise to read stuff and it never works out, but I definitely want to do a reread of the Land of Story series at some point after I kind of get through some more of my unread stuff. That always takes a priority, but this is just a fantastic world filled with fairy tales and filled with adventures that I really want to get to. So yeah, like I said, I have all 6 books down on my bottom shelf. Next up, we have got The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. I got this for Christmas. I was planning to read this like 3 or 4 times in 2020. I just never did it each and every time. Like, there was some sort of problem that stopped me. My TBR was overcrowded, and then my loan expired, and like I kept just running out of time, and now I had to push it to the next year. Another book that I don't really talk about like on my TBR that I actually do want to read. Also, I'm gonna need my purple. Hair is looking a little weird, so I gotta do that. Okay, anyways, and yeah, series that I was talking about is the Game of Thrones series. Like, I have had this for over a year now. I got this for Christmas last year, like last year in 2019 Christmas. I got the whole Game of Thrones series set in mass market paperback. That's why they're so small. They're like little pocket-sized books, and I really want to read them. I've just been really intimidated by them because they're all like 1,000-ish pages. This one's like 800 pages, but they get really long, and they're really small. It's kind of like, it gives me Aragon vibes a little bit, but I do want to read this because some people say that like it really is just like a literary perfection, and I want to kind of experience this world for myself. Also, I want to talk about The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. This is a book I've been meaning to read, and just Brandon Sanderson in general, I've been meaning to read his books forever. I've been like getting recommendations from all these people about like his Mistward series and his like Skyward series and The Way of Kings, the Stormlight Archive. Like, there's just so many series that he's written that are so hyped, and I want to be able to experience them too. Especially the Stormlight archive, and this is The Way of Kings. I just need to like order part 1, and my mom is like, you can order whenever you want. I just never do it. But yeah, I'm really excited. I love these covers, and I definitely want to read Brandon Sanderson this year. But those are like one of my 5, like my most prominent, like I need to read these books this year. Number 3, what genre do you want to read more of? This is definitely a good question, because last year at this time, I was pretty much only reading fantasy. I had no diversity within what I was reading, but I really kind of felt strong about like the end of my year. I was reading all kinds of books. I mean, I'm still a fantasy lover, but obviously I was reading more contemporary. I was reading more romance, which I had always said that I hated romance, but throughout the end of the year, I picked up a lot of LGBTQ plus romances, which were super awesome. Overall, I want to read more like, you know, diverse genres throughout the year, and I will definitely be tracking that and like what genres I'm reading and like all that stats. Specifically, some genres that I want to get more into. I want to read like at least 5 historical fictions, and I want to probably read like 10 sci-fi books. Like on top of like the romance or fantasy or contemporary that I usually read, I definitely want to read more sci-fi and historical fiction. I also might want to pick up like 3 nonfiction books, like in addition to the books that I read in school, which will also go into my reading, and I'll talk about them here. But yeah, my hair is looking weird again, but that was that question. Name 3 book / non-book related goals of 2021. First up, I think like bookish related, I want to read 120 books. I want to read 50,000 pages, as I kind of previously mentioned. Another book goal that I had is writing reviews for at least like a fourth or maybe like a third of the books I read. I want to really get better at like doing more reviews and tracking my reading. I just want to know who I am as a reader more and kind of just self-reflect on all the books that I read. Another thing might be annotating some of the books that I read. That might be a goal that I want to kind of do, and just doing more deeper dives into books. Starting to get into some non-book related stuff. I really want to work on my thumbnails. I really want to work on it, kind of like my aesthetic. That's why I kind of have a different background as usual. I have my shelves at a different level. Like I just want to kind of experiment with my channel a little bit to give you guys the best quality content as I can. I also want to kind of see if I can hit 3,000 subscribers here. That would be cool. What other goals do I have? I want to get straight A's for the whole year. I kind of had this like school, college, like guidance thing. It really pumped me like about college and stuff, and like what I need to do to get there, what my GPA needs to be, what my SAT score needs to be. I want to kind of continue doing well in school. I have my bookish goals, my YouTube goals, and that's pretty much it for goals. 5, what's a book you've had forever that you still need to read? And my answer for this is The Ruin of Kings by Jen Lyons, and this is one of the books that I got in December of 2019. It's not necessarily like the longest book that I've had on my shelf that I haven't read or anything. It's just want to talk about this because I don't really talk about this as well. Kind of seems similar to The Captive Prince. What was it called? The False Prince. They're like thrown into this like royal life, and they have to act like a certain person. It kind of seems like an adventure and sort of like a royal kind of political story like that, and I'm really, really excited. Jen Lyons seems like a really great writer, and I've seen her make even more books in this series, so that must mean that she really loves this world, and it's definitely been a hyped up series for her, and she has something worth kind of continuing. So I'm really excited to read this book, and it's been on my shelf for a while. The last question in this tag is, what is one word you hope that 2021 is like or will be? And honestly, 2 words kind of popped into my mind when I thought of this question, and that is both the words growth and inspiration. So I want to be able to kind of rely more on others and take inspiration from others, because I failed to do that in 2020. Like I realized that now after watching more BookTube, that I actually get inspired to make better content. I feel like I wasn't doing that in 2020. Try to grow again, like with my quality, my videos, my content, and try to grow as a person too. I just think all that stuff is really important. So just the word growth and inspiration really hit me for this. I want this year to be very transformative for me. So yeah. Alrighty guys, that wraps up this video. I think this was overall like a really good video to kind of manifest like what I kind of want to read, like what exactly, how many books do I want to read, what are my goals, and like setting myself up. I did mention something about book reviews, and you guys can follow me on Goodreads, which is in the description, and I just said the description, so go and follow me there. Honestly, my brush keeps like going everywhere. Okay, I found it. Ooh. Thank you all so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like. That really does help to support my channel and like help me reach more people. We've had a lot of growth within my videos, as you have saw. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Just consider subscribing. You can always unsubscribe. It does not hurt me in any way. Make sure to leave a comment down below. Put down like the word that you think you kind of want most in 2020. Like what's one word that really kind of motivates you? And then also make sure to comment like your bookish goals. Without that said, I'll leave the last video up there. I'll see you guys next time on Wednesday, and yeah, I'll see you later. Bye!